Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. I realize I say that all the time, and not everybody watches it in the morning, even though we're filming it. So, in the huge event of Maple giving birth earlier than we expected, with no warning, we obviously did not have a milking stand. So we planned on building it this month so we could start training her before she had her baby. But turns out she was bred the first month that she was with the buck with her last owner and not the second, and here she is. So we are so thrilled and so happy, but now it is time to put a milking stand together and get her trained to it, not only for us, to get her milk for us, but also for babies. In case she can't nurse, doesn't nurse, we need to get all that liquid gold and be able to save it and make things with it for our family. Follow along, and we are going to try to give you as much detail as possible. I felt like it was so hard to find DIY projects for a full-sized goat milk stanchion. A lot of people have tutorials for Nigerian dwarfs, and that's fine, but we needed bigger, so we're kind of making it up, kind of following some things we've saw and just like putting it all together. So follow along and you'll see how we do it. Alright, so first up we have all of our lumber, which is astronomically priced right now, so if you can wait, please do. We have 7 2x4s. If you can get cedar, if you can afford it, that's amazing. We could afford pine, so we're actually going to end up weather sealing it so it lasts a little bit longer. These are 5 4s by 6, and they were 12 feet, so we just had them cut them in half so we could get them in the van. And then here is a 2x2 and a 1x2, and the 1x2 will be for the ramp, and this one is going to be where we lock the head in. And then this is going to be our ramp. Now, we couldn't afford a full sheet of plywood, but we found this section where they sell pre-made cuts, and this was like the perfect size, so why not make it easier on ourselves? We didn't have to cut it. It was like less than half of the price. I think it was $20 for this sheet, and it was like $53 for a whole sheet of plywood. So overall, we're going to build this stanchion plus a few hinges and hook and eyes and stuff like that for $140 or less. And the reason I say $140 or less is because I got a few different lock types, and I got like a box of screws, which if you have a bunch of screws laying around, then great, that type of thing. You can choose a cheaper locking system, but I went with a couple just so I didn't have to go back. And we also, I think each of the kids got like candy at the impulse buy section, so basically you can go cheaper. Which to me, $140, number one, was cheaper than having one made or buying a metal one, which start around $200 for really small ones, and they just go up, and those are all like metal grid ones. And so not only aesthetic wise, I wanted a wooden one. Number two, I like building things. And number three, we saved money by going this route. All right, so first things first is the legs. We are going to do 4 22-inch straight cuts. Alright, so our next cut is going to be 2 48-inch pieces and 2 24-inch pieces, and this is going to make our long rectangle where the goat will stand. Now we have both sides of our stand, and the next piece will be for the front and the back. So these pieces will be 24 inches. Next we will cut our flooring pieces, and this is going to lay over the frame, sort of like a deck and a platform where the goat will stand. So we are going to cut 24-inch pieces until we get all the way to our 48-inch length. These boards are 6 inches wide, so that means we will be doing 8 planks, right? These are the decking pieces I'm measuring now, and they are going to be 24 inches apiece. And this is going to work perfectly where we can get 3 24-inch pieces out of 1 piece of lumber. Why? Oh no. You think our battery's dead already? That's the new one. What the heck, bro? Reasons one-day projects take you more than one day: not having enough batteries for your power tools. Alright guys, hopefully this is the hardest part of the project. We are now going to cut 8 pieces of 2x4s that are 10 inches long, point to point, because we're going to cut them at 45-degree angles. These are going to be the braces for your stand, so it is sturdy and does not rock back and forth and doesn't have a lot of pressure on those corners. And we are going to get all of our braces and have extra left over from 1 2x4. Ouch, 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 ouch. So I'm just going to switch my saw over to a 45-degree angle, lock it in. They're going to be opposite angles, so you're going to come down, down. So you want your longest pieces to be on the bottom, which means you're going to have to cut at a 45, flip it, and cut at a 45. Well, we're back at it again today with a brand new battery. Should last me about 5 cuts. But here we go. Let's finish up these angled cuts that are going to be used for the braces. So I was getting dressed this morning and I realized my shirt from yesterday said, okay, but first coffee. And then the shirt I threw on this morning says, just add coffee. It's like, I might look a little addicted in this video, but how else do you get all these projects done? So my saw is seemingly dead after only a few cuts, and I'm starting to wonder if the battery is overheating in the sun and it's not actually draining the battery that fast. Alexa, what is 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? It says not to heat it over that. Oh, it's dead! Alright, so I went ahead and made my last few measurements so I could just kind of blast through these cuts. And it looks like I'm going to have a leftover decking board, which was $10, and a leftover 2x4 and half of a 2x4. So each 2x4 was like $8. So definitely overbought, just to make sure that I didn't mess up at all or cut something too short and had to go back to the store. So the approximate amount for building this would actually be less than what I said. So this board is our 2x2, and I'm going to cut 2 40-inch pieces, and this is going to be part of the head chute to hold their head still while you're milking them. There is our 2 pieces of 2x2. This piece is a 1x2, and this is totally optional, but we got this as a sort of a grip for the ramp. It's going to be spread out across the ramp so they can kind of get a handle on climbing up so they don't slip. I'm going to cut 3 24-inch pieces We may use 2, we may use 3, but 24 inches is how wide the ramp is, and it's how wide that the milking stand is going to be. Last few cuts are, I need 2 36-inch pieces for the stationary part of the head chute and 2 24-inch pieces to frame the top of the head chute. We have officially made every single cut we need to make. Now it's time to put it all together. I decided to move into the shade because it was so hot and my batteries were dying and my phone was overheating. Y'all, it's March. I don't have time for this, Florida. I need to build things. So, our first step is going to be making the frame. So, you want to know the story on the tape measure? There's no story, it's just stuck out. So, here's our front, here is our back, and here is our sides. Your small pieces are going to go on the outside of the frame, and your long pieces are going to meet inside. That way your total rectangle is 24 inches wide. Get it! Boom, baby! More screws, please. Now I just have to run a bottom screw. Wait, this is 4. 4 is fine. Alright, so the next step is legs. The legs are right there. You want to grab them for me?
Yeah.
Nope, nope, nope. Right there. See those 4 pieces that are evenly cut?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
1, 2.
It's okay. You can bring me one at a time, baby. Here's how we do this. The leg goes on the inside of the short front or back, not on the long front. Okay, so next we are going to start working on our head chute pieces, which will be screwed to the outside of the frame right here on the corners. Alright, I'm going to take a break from the head chute for a minute, and I'm going to screw in all these leg braces. They are basically, you're putting one angle on the leg and one angle flat underneath the rectangle. I want to make sure it's not above because this is where our decking is going. So as long as it's a little bit below the frame, then you're just going to screw it here and then screw like a little pocket screw into this side, or I guess you could go through your leg, whatever's easiest for you. Alright, so this is what the inside corner braces should look like. You have a tiny little peekaboo triangle. I have 2 in the top and 1 right through here into the leg. I'd say that's pretty good teamwork. We just have these 2 braces left. We need to put them on every side of the leg. Good enough.
Yay, it worked.
Gosh. worst part's over. Now we have a super supportive table. I need you to hold that right there, clamp it. Let go. Okay. Do you guys know where the bubble level is?
Bubble level?
Yes, the yellow bar.
No.
It needs to be even and straight. You really watch your fingers. Whenever.
We can use me as a bubble level.
No, it doesn't work. I don't know what kind of buggies are in here. Think there's any bugs? Probably.
14.
Next step is going to be framing these stationary pieces to be a little bit more secure. So that looks like
Why don't you
it is.
just hold the house screw?
Okay.
Line it up flush.
Gotta make sure it's level on that side too. Okay. Sink it in. Okay. Very good. All right, we need one on the back side. This is our next piece. Next part.
What?
This is the active chute part. So these go through here.
Well, they get one screw apiece.
No, one stays stationary, and one gets like a bolt or one screw, like a loose screw, and you close it. But I need to see, I think they're supposed to be 5 inches apart. Oh, of course it is. The space is 17 inches.
It's okay. Okay. Go 8.5.
So here's, I need it to be 5 here. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. So this one's going to go here, but screwed in loosely. And this one's going to be screwed in permanently. Don't screw my hand, please. Boom!
What was the best doggone screw you ever did see?
Alright. The next part should be super easy. Because you're going to screw it in, but loosely. Ready?
And then how do
Boom!
you lock it?
You just wait. We've got 2 different methods here. And I was going to ask your opinion. 3 different methods. I wasn't sure how far apart the space would be. So I've got a big hook and eye, which is obviously too big. Boom! Wasted money. A little hook and eye, which is decently sized if we do it right, I guess. But then, this was my original plan, was to put a bolt in here like this and bolt it in place. What do you think? A hook and eye? Hook and eye? Or bolt and chain?
Put one eyelet here to secure the chain.
Okay.
Okay, I secure the chain. Then when you come up, the only thing you gotta do is loop this around. I put another one over here, loop it around, and just drop your bolt.
Drop my bolt into the eye.
Drop your bolt into the chain. Like that.
Yeah, that could work.
That's what I'm saying.
So what we decided to do was take 2 eyelets from the hook and eye pack and put it through the chain. So one eyelet holds the chain on one side, and then the other we're going to drop the bolt down into that's also hooked to the chain. Yay, babe, thanks. Now it's like a super easy solution. So it hangs. When we are ready to milk and close it, we just drop the bolt through the other hook and eye. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted. Thanks, babe. I appreciate
you.
you.
Took my advice for once.
Shut up. Usually my ideas are good.
Just total package.
All right. Last step, I think. Wait. Oh, no. Okay. Last step is putting the treads on the ramp and attaching the ramp to the back with hinges. But first, we got to use those decking boards right here and lay them all out right here to make the floor.
Guys, go.
Check it out.
I don't know.
Lock it. Lock it out.
It's your head's too big.
Squeeze it.
Okay, we can't. It's too big, but we can hold it there.
gosh.
Can't get out.
Wait.
I was going to change the camera, but your butt looked pretty good.
Nice.
Was it cheaper to make the milking stand than it was to buy?
Yes.
What was the price
So,
difference?
originally in the beginning of the video, I just said what the total was on our receipt, which was 140 bucks. But actually, I had an extra 2x4 and an extra decking board, which knocks like 20 bucks off. And we're not using a thing of hook and eyes, which knocks another 5 bucks off. So really, we made it for about 115 bucks, give or take, because we are using a couple extra screws from not the box we bought. So, yeah, $115 versus the cheapest one I found was at Tractor Supply, and it was like $250 or something like that. So, definitely,
More than $100.
definitely safe. Yeah. All right, so all we're doing is screwing the hinges on for the ramp. You need help? Or you got it?
Well, I should have it.
Okay. I appreciate you coming to help me because I was very close to losing my salvation over those stupid corner braces. Oh, you know you've been working a long time when the drill light comes on.
I go right in.
Jaden's version of brass knuckles over here. That looks scary. Last step is those, and then we're done. What you can probably use, well, will these fit through that? Probably not.
Just barely.
Grab me the tape. Don't move. Don't move. If you guys have ever lost a half-inch Spax bit,
Half-inch.
is it smaller than that?
Quarter-inch.
Oh. If you've ever lost a quarter-inch Spax bit
There you go.
Florida sand pits and you found it, you get a sticker.
We get 2 stickers.
All right, so measuring tape, please.
I just want to eyeball something. Can I just eyeball something?
No, baby, I worked so hard on this.
I have really good eyeballs.
So hard. I worked too hard on this for you to eyeball it. So let's do one right here on the 3-foot mark, right here on the 2-foot mark, and right here on the 1-foot mark. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Sure.
Do we need to like mark the sides so they're level? That's what we should have done in the first place.
nothing in my finger.
Boom!
You do the next one.
You're the worst. You are wasting the battery. You know how many times I've changed these stupid batteries? Do it! Here's the next one. Don't you love doing projects with me?
Yup. Because I know what comes later.
Okay, that's not going to go in the video.
Yay.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, sweet butt.
Okay. That's it. We did it. I am so thrilled with it. I think the only thing I would probably change is putting a little feeder rack type thing right here. For now, we're just going to hang it on the fence that's right there, but we can always do that in a little bit. But I'm so proud. This totally would have been a one-day project if your batteries did not die 1,000 times. Alright guys, so just a quick correction here. I forgot to add the braces to the front pieces right here on these sides. So you'll just need 2 more of those 45-degree angle cuts, 10 inches point to point. And then that is going to fit just like this. And that's going to take the pressure off of this front section. And it's not. There you go. Easy fix. Overall, we spent around $120 total, have some leftover wood from that original $140, and we have our very own full-size milking stand that will fit from our Nubian all the way down to our Nigerian dwarfs. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it helped you. I hope you found it detailed enough to be able to do it yourself, and I hope you will come back, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Good night.